Imagine a world full of stories, each one more fascinating than the last. But these aren't just any stories. They are the lifeblood of a culture. They're like maps that show us what things mean, guiding us through the complexities of life. They're like guides that help us understand the world, offering wisdom and insight. This is the world of Chinese mythology, a realm where the extraordinary becomes ordinary. It's like a beautiful blanket made of old tales, each thread telling a unique story. These tales tell us about gods and monsters, heroes and spirits, weaving a rich tapestry of legend. They teach us important things about being human, about our strengths and our flaws. Chinese mythology isn't just one thing, it's a mosaic of diverse traditions. It's a bunch of different traditions, like a big collection of wisdom passed down through generations. These traditions have changed over thousands of years, evolving with each storyteller. Many storytellers have shaped them, adding their own touch, passing them down to their children and their children's children, ensuring their survival. These myths are a big part of Chinese culture, deeply embedded in the collective consciousness. They show up in everything from art and books to music and dance, to how people think and live their everyday lives, influencing their actions and beliefs. These stories try to explain the mysteries of the universe, the stars, and the earth. How was the world made? Who created it? What happens after we die? Where do we go? The myths give us answers, comforting us with their wisdom. They help us when we're scared of things we don't know, offering solace and understanding. They help us understand life and death, the cycle of existence. They remind us that everything is connected, that balance is key. We're going to explore the most exciting stories of Chinese mythology, tales that have stood the test of time. We'll meet powerful gods and magical creatures, each with their own fascinating stories. We'll see big battles and amazing changes, moments that shape the world. Through these stories, we'll learn to appreciate the power of myths, their ability to inspire and teach. We'll see how these old stories still matter today, influencing modern life in countless ways. In the beginning, there was nothing, just emptiness. A vast silent void stretching endlessly. Then from this nothingness came Pangu. He was a giant, a colossal figure of immense power and strength. He slept for a super long time inside a giant egg, floating in the cosmic darkness. When he finally woke up, he stretched, his movements shaking the very fabric of the universe. With a mighty effort he pushed the sky and the earth apart, creating the world as we know it. Every day Pangu got taller. The sky went higher, the earth got wider. The world expanded with his growth. He worked tirelessly for 18,000 years, shaping and molding the world. Finally, Pangu got tired and fell down, his colossal body giving way to exhaustion. His body became the mountains, towering and majestic. His breath became the wind, whispering through the valleys and plains. His blood turned into the rivers, flowing with life and vitality. His bones became the rocks, solid and enduring. Pangu made the world, but it was empty. A barren landscape devoid of life. No people, no animals, no plants, just a silent, desolate earth. That's when the goddess Nua came. She saw the emptiness and felt a deep desire to create. She saw the empty world and wanted to create, to fill it with life and beauty. She used yellow clay from the Yellow River to make shapes, carefully molding each one. These shapes became the first humans. Nua gave them life, breathing her essence into them. She danced and sang, and the humans danced and sang with her, celebrating their creation. But Nua got tired of making humans one by one. The task was endless and exhausting, so she dipped a vine in mud and swung it around, letting the mud scatter. Drops of mud fell, and each drop became a human. Life sprang from every drop. That's how the world got filled with people, diverse and vibrant, teeming with life. Pangu and Nua's story lives in every mountain, river, and person. Their legacy is all around us. Their story reminds us how powerful it is to create. The act of creation is a profound force. It shows us the strong connection between people and nature, a bond that is timeless and unbreakable. High above us is a magical place. It's full of shiny palaces and amazing beings. This is where the Jade Emperor lives. He's the king of heaven. He's the boss of the whole universe. Everyone respects him because he's wise and kind. The Jade Emperor leads a big group of gods and immortals. These special beings take care of the universe. They keep nature balanced. They reward good people and punish bad people. The Jade Emperor's court is a place of peace and order. It's like how things work in Chinese culture, where everyone has their place and does what's right. The Jade Emperor doesn't do much himself. He lets his helpers do the work. He trusts them to be smart and fair, but everyone knows he's in charge. He's like the ultimate judge. People celebrate his birthday on the 9th day of the first lunar month. They give him gifts and pray to him. They ask for good luck and success. The Jade Emperor reminds us that heaven and earth are connected. He shows us how Chinese culture wants order, peace, and good behavior. Chinese mythology is full of amazing creatures, each with its own unique story and significance. One of the most famous and revered is the dragon. Dragons are not only strong and kind, but they also symbolize power and authority. They represent water, rain, and good luck, bringing prosperity to the land. They usually look like long snakes with 4 legs and sharp claws, often depicted soaring through the skies. People believe dragons control the weather, influencing both the heavens and the earth. They can make it rain when it's dry, ensuring the crops grow and the rivers flow. But they can also cause floods and storms, showing their immense power and unpredictability. People see them as protectors, guardians of the natural world and human fate. They represent the emperor, wealth, and good luck, often seen as symbols of imperial power. Another important figure is the Queen Mother of the West, or Mu. She's a powerful goddess with great influence. She lives in a beautiful paradise in the Kunlun Mountains, a place of peace and eternal beauty. People say this paradise has the secret to living forever, a dream many have sought throughout history. The Queen Mother has a magic peach tree that bears fruit once every few thousand years. If you eat the fruit, you'll never die. This tree is a symbol of immortality and divine favor. The Dragon King is another important character in Chinese mythology. He rules the seas and oceans, commanding the waters and all the creatures within. He has an army of sea creatures at his disposal, ready to do his bidding. He looks like a king with a dragon's head and a human body, a majestic and fearsome figure. He's scary but also kind, a protector of the seas and a bringer of balance. He controls the tides and the weather, ensuring harmony between the land and the sea. These gods and creatures show us how Chinese people see the world, full of wonder and interconnectedness. They show us that nature is important and everything is connected, a delicate balance that must be maintained. They also show us that people want peace, balance, and a good life, living in harmony with the world around them. The Monkey King is the most popular character in Chinese mythology. His name is Sun Wukong. He's the main character in the famous book Journey to the West. He's a playful trickster, but he's also a strong warrior. He goes on a big adventure to become a better person. Born from a stone, the Monkey King has amazing powers. He can change his shape, he can fly, he can even make copies of himself. He's also a bit cocky and does silly things that get him into trouble. The Monkey King's journey is like our own journey to become better people. He starts out wild and selfish, he wants power and fame. But through his adventures he learns to be humble and kind. In the end he becomes wise and enlightened. The Monkey King's story shows us how people can change. It reminds us that even someone who makes mistakes can do great things. He shows us that people can be both naughty and wise. He's a symbol of never giving up, staying strong, and trying to be wise. A very important idea in Chinese thought is Yin and Yang. It represents how everything has 2 sides. Yin is like girl power. It's calm, gentle, and dark. Yang is like boy power. It's active, strong, and light. Yin and Yang aren't enemies. They're like 2 parts of the same thing. They're always changing. They create each other. They keep the universe balanced. We see this idea everywhere in life. Day and night, hot and cold, male and female are all examples of yin and yang. Understanding this helps us live in harmony with nature. Yin and Yang isn't just an idea, it's a guide for how to live. It tells us to have balance in everything. It reminds us that every action has a consequence. It shows us that everything is connected. Respecting our ancestors is very important in Chinese culture. People believe that the spirits of people who have died still affect our lives. It's a way to honor them and ask for their help and protection. Families show respect to their ancestors with rituals and gifts. They offer food, incense, and prayers at special altars. They visit graves to give gifts and clean the tombs. These practices help connect the living and the dead. This tradition shows how important family is in Chinese culture. It's a way to thank our ancestors. It's a way to remember that life continues and family is important. This isn't about worshiping the dead. It's about remembering them and asking for their wisdom and guidance. It shows us how strong family ties can be. Chinese mythology is everywhere in Chinese culture. You can see it in books, art, festivals, and everyday life. These myths help us understand the world. They teach us how to be good and give us a sense of who we are. Chinese literature is full of mythological stories and characters. The famous book, Journey to the West, is a great example. The Monkey King's adventures are still exciting for people of all ages. They teach us about bravery, never giving up, and becoming better people. Chinese art also has a lot of mythological images. Dragons, phoenixes, and other magical creatures are on temples, palaces, and houses. These creatures represent power, good luck, and good things to come. They show that people still believe in the power of these magical beings. Traditional Chinese festivals often come from mythology. The Dragon Boat Festival, for example, remembers a poet named Qu Yuan who drowned in a river. People race dragon boats to symbolize looking for his body. This festival is a time for families to get together and celebrate their culture. Chinese mythology is a huge and complicated collection of stories, beliefs, and traditions. These myths teach us a lot about how Chinese people see the world. They show us the values, beliefs, and hopes of a rich and ancient culture. These stories aren't just old stories, they still matter today. They teach us about balance, harmony, and respecting nature. They remind us that stories can shape how we understand ourselves and the universe. When we explore these myths, we go on an adventure. We meet gods, monsters, heroes, and spirits. We learn important lessons about life, death, and what it means to be human. We learn to appreciate the power of myths to inspire us, teach us, and connect us to something bigger than ourselves. The stories of Chinese mythology are more than just old tales. They show us what it means to be human. They remind us that even in a world of science and technology, myths still have power.